Hello, once again welcome to a brand new video for this week. In continuation with our topic, that's core engineering, this week we have taken a topic on computer science engineering. Once again welcome you all. This is S. Sudarshan, your career coach from Right Careers, and in case you have subscribed to my YouTube channel, thank you so much. And in case you haven't, log on to www.youtube.com/rightcareers and hit the subscription button. As always, every Monday at 5 p.m. we'll be loading a brand new video on different careers. Moving on to this week's topic, this computer science engineering. We all are aware about computer science engineering. To some extent, we know what computer is because it's inevitable, right? We all use computers in our day-to-day walks of life and things like that. So we are used to working in computers. Unlike other facets of engineering like electrical or civil or mechanical, this is one branch where a common man also gets to use the computers. And so we know what computers are, and therefore computer science engineering is one of the relatively easily connective branch, if you ask me, in engineering, and it is very popular as well. So what is computer science engineering? Now in this branch, students are usually taught about designing elements that usually make the computers operate with great efficiency. Now this could be in the form of software, this could be in the form of hardware, this could be, programming, algorithm, coding, different versions, but it's generally something that's taught to the students to make the computers work much efficiently. That's computer science engineering, and it could be in different forms, as I said. And the emphasis definitely in computer science engineering is more on programming and coding. Yes, there are different facets of computer science engineering these days. You have B.Tech in computer science engineering, you will have B.Tech in IT, information technology, you will have B.Tech in computer science with artificial intelligence, business system, machine learning. We will see all those. But today we are here only to talk about BE or B.Tech in computer science engineering. That's it, right? Now, what are the professional career opportunities once you finish your BE in computer science engineering? The first professional career opportunity that we can think of are software developers. That's the classical portfolio, I would say. Once you finish your B.Tech in computer science engineering, software engineers. Now, with software engineering, what you do? You deal with programming and coding. Typically, algorithm, writing of programs, writing of coding, algorithms. You also work in project management. This is what software engineers do. First career opportunity. The second career opportunity is hardware engineers. Now, similar to software, the other part of computer is hardware. Anything to do with, researching and developing of various hardware components in the computer. It's more or less what hardware engineers do. Anything to do with working in printer or server or modem is something that's related to the hardware. Hardware is nothing but the external part of the computer, whereas software deals with the inside, the writing of coding and things like that. So that's a second career opportunity. The third career opportunity that I can think of is perhaps becoming a system engineer. And then you always can become a system analyst. Now, system analysts, what they usually do is they usually come up with, what are the problems that are there within the IT infrastructure and come up with a solution and analyze those problems, ensure that it doesn't happen again. So that's what typically system analysts do. They also work with various business development teams within the IT company. And then you have network engineers who are very popular, I would say. We have a very, famous term, right, called troubleshooting. That's nothing but help. So you have any troubleshooting, whom do you call? You call network engineers. And who are network engineers? Usually computer science engineers are network engineers. That's the fifth career opportunity that I can think of. The sixth career opportunity, definitely DBA we call, that's database administrators. So these are some of the career opportunities for a computer science engineers. Perennially, once again I would repeat, perennially it's software, coding, algorithm, but you can also move to something else. But there are tremendous amount of higher education opportunities also available, which we will see very soon. So professional career opportunities. The third part that I would like to talk is about the institutes. Now every IIT, leading institutes in India and across the globe will offer BE or B.Tech in computer science. Some of the leading institutes are all the IITs, NITs, there are IIITs, and numerous public and private universities will offer BE or B.Tech in computer science. Now that you know what computer science engineering is, which colleges or universities offer this program, you need to know whether you are fit enough to become a computer science engineer, whether you have that etiquette in you to become a computer science engineer. So what are those etiquettes? The first thing is, definitely for this program, mathematics is compulsory. Now if you are saying that you haven't studied maths in 11th and 12th, you might not get admission in leading institutes. You might still be able to find a seat in some of the colleges, but for this program, mathematics is must. Not only mathematics, science is also very, very important. You should be very, very strong in science and mathematics. Since it's a broader segment, right? We saw that it's not only with regards to programming or coding, it's with something else also, like networking, database administrator, and you can also get into hardware side. So, that's why maths and science are very, very important. Physics is also very important. So if you have a flair for, writing program, writing coding, you get into the software side. Whereas if you have the flair for all those networking, and then working with printers, modems, and then you get into the hardware side. But the primary goal of this program is to inculcate the art of coding and programming. That's what software engineers are supposed to do. The next point I would like to discuss will be on some of the top names I would like to take. Some of the top names who are there in IT field, relatively from India, who will definitely, who are doing really well in corporate world. Some names that I can think of include Satya Nadella. We all know he's the CEO of Microsoft. He is from India and he comes from a very strong computer science background. And then you have Mr. Sundar Pichai, Google CEO, we all know him. And then you have Mr. Ajay Bhatt, who is perhaps a little bit unsung, but is very powerful because he is the one who founded USB. We all use USB, right? It's something that's founded by an Indian, right? So that's news to me as well, and it's strange that it's gone unnoticed for many. And then you have Mr. Vinod Dham, who is the founder of that famous Intel Pentium core chip, right? It's founded by an Indian. You have Mr. Sabir Bhatia, who is a very prominent person. He is the founder, pioneer in terms of he founded Hotmail, I would say. And then, in fact, the email as a concept itself was founded by Indian. That's a beauty of, Indians. And then Big Guntotra, who happens to be the, founder of Google Plus. It's once again a social networking platform. And if you look at any of the leading social networking platforms like, Facebook or Twitter, it's all Indians. Many Indians are, working as working in leading management roles in all those technocrats companies. We'll also talk a little bit about Silicon Valley. If I'll be failing to do justice to this topic if I don't talk about Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is nothing but a hub of IT, offices, IT workplace in US. It's in United States. Now, if you look at Silicon Valley, if you take all the ranks in organizational order, be it CEO or EVP, Executive Vice President, or Senior Vice President, Vice President, managers, programmers, coders, mostly are Indians. It's filled with Indians, I would say. The Silicon Valley is filled with Indians. Inside Silicon Valley, there is a small part called, a startup valley, which is nothing but, the abode of all startups. Startup Valley is full of immigrants, full of people from foreign nationals, and out of that, 33% of Startup Valley are Indians. That speaks about the volume of Indians who are engaged in software activities or computer science engineering across the globe. Now, moving to the next point, what are the higher education opportunities that are available once you finish your computer science engineering? Obviously, learning doesn't stop with BE or B.Tech, right? So you can definitely specialize in AI. We have already spoken about artificial intelligence. In the coming months, we will discuss about that in detail. You can specialize as an AI. In AI, you can also specialize in machine learning. You can be a data scientist. You can be a full stack engineer, Java, Python programmers. You can do blockchain, cryptocurrencies, the most buzzword that's being discussed across the world. You can be a QA, that's qualitative quality assurance engineers, and then you can definitely get into development ops engineers, DevOps engineers we call. So these are some of the higher education opportunities where you can specialize once you finish your computer science engineering. As usual in our video, the pros and cons of computer science engineering. The pros we start with, definitely it's one of the well-paid jobs in engineering. Salaries are high, demand is always high, therefore salaries are always high. It's on the greener side, I would say. Most of the multinational companies, Indian companies recruit software engineers. Tons and tons of people are getting recruited every year, be it from right from Google, Facebook to India's our own TCS, CTS, Wipro, Infosys, etc. Sleuth of companies come to all the engineering, most of the engineering colleges, universities, and recruit. So there is no dearth of job opportunities. That's a great advantage. The second is the work environment, the office space, you get world-class work environment. There is no doubt. I mean, your red carpet welcome, I would say, at office right from day one. As always, it's that's because that's how it works. And tremendous amount of onshore opportunities or offshore opportunities where you travel to different countries. You go to US for on-site program, you go to Singapore, Malaysia, you go to various countries and then work, which means your salary also sometimes goes up regularly, and then the career advancement is also quite high. So these are some of the pros that I can think of. Definitely I cannot speak only about the pros in any profession. There are some kind of cons that are also associated as in any other profession. One of the top, I would say, is if you love programming, if you love coding, trust me, you will not sleep before solving that problem, before solving that coding, which means you will not sleep. So the sleepiness is something which you have to, I mean, you'll fall in love, right? I mean, if you're a coder, I mean, you must be a coder to know that. You can relate with many of the programmers who watch this, I'm sure will relate. If you're a good programmer, if you're a programmer, you will fall in love, which means you will not sleep before solving that problem. Yeah, it is stressful, there is no doubt, and you also need to upgrade yourself always. As I told you, learning doesn't stop after BE or B.Tech. You need to upgrade yourself. Some of the languages that exist, that were extant when I studied, say COBOL or Pascal or Fortran or something like that, doesn't make any sense now whatsoever. So you've got to upgrade yourself when it comes to computer science, software engineering and programming. 4 aspects, I would say, which are very, very critical: your physical, your mental, your emotional and social life often takes a hit if you choose this profession. I'm sure some of the programmers who listen, who watch this, will definitely agree. Once again, I'll repeat it for you. Your physical life, you will put on weight because there is less movement, less activity. Your social life definitely will take a hit. You will work for n number of hours with work from home options. You don't know when you work, when you start, etc. Your emotional life, relationship life definitely takes a hit. So these are some of the drawbacks, I would say. And finally, the conclusion: great career. I mean, a tremendous amount of opportunities. If you look year on year, the demand, as per a NASSCOM report, year on year it grows. The kind of demand that computer science engineers are wanted in the industry. Therefore, India being the IT capital, there is no dearth of Indian programmers. Demand both in India as well as outside the country. My final piece of advice is go for it. If you are really, good, if you think you're really good at coding, if you think you're really good at mathematics, go for it. But don't go for it. As a stern warning also I would like to give: don't go for it just because you would get an opportunity in US or UK or you will earn quick money. If you have that attitude, don't go for it. Only go for it if you have a very strong programming attitude. And if you want to know whether you are good at programming, do contact us. We will be in a position to help you out in terms of in terms of your fitment to computer science and IT as an industry. As usual, thank you so much for watching this video. And in case you have any feedback, do post it in our YouTube channel. Looking forward to one another video next Monday, 5 p.m. IST. Until then, take care. Have a great week. Thank you.